Okay, today we're going to look at targets, and they can be really helpful and improve your solo hitting, or even if you're playing in a game, doing some drills with somebody. I always put a lot of tape on the court that I do most of my coaching on. This one around the tee was actually meant originally for social distancing, so you had to stay 6 feet away. So you could be front left and back right, and you would know how far away you need to stay from somebody. But it's also a great way to make sure you're getting back to the tee between shots. So it's also really effective when I'm working with juniors. Here are two different length targets. So the one along the side wall, you're trying to get it tight. And then obviously the one in the very back corner, that's for an attacking drive. So that's actually for the second bounce. So you want it to die in that back corner, so there's not a lot of space. Basically, you're applying a lot of spatial pressure and time pressure because it dies in that back corner. And here we're looking at drop shot targets. Not a huge fan of targets on the front wall. I just don't like people looking up as they're hitting. Obviously you want the drop to be low, just above the tin, but more importantly is you want it angling tight near that side wall, and that's where you can see this type of a target. So you can use a target like this for, again, first or second bounce, but that's going to change depending on how far away you are from that side wall. Will change if you're actually aiming for the nick, or if you're closer to the side wall, you're aiming just to get it back tight. And obviously if your opponent gets to it, then they're going to be scraping it off the wall. And this target, the one that's along the line, is actually a little bit different. It's not actually a target for playing, it's a target for training. So this one, that green tape going perpendicular to the floor, that is one that you actually have to go from the tee, touch with your racket behind there, and then you go to the other side. So that's more of a fitness testing one, but again, something that we use for targets. And really important, obviously, is the serve. So usually you're focusing just trying to make sure you hit the side wall in your serve, opposite or just barely in front of where your opponent is standing. But that depends on what type of serve you're hitting, where your opponent's standing. But again, that can be really useful. It makes the person think a bit about their serve before they actually go and hit it. So it gives you a little bit of a reminder. So I think targets are really critical, and they provide feedback for if your shot was executed, how you wanted it to be. And a lot of people, I find, just hit the ball around the court and they don't put a lot of thought into where they're actually trying to hit it. So actually understanding what a good shot is, what a good target is, can really improve your squash game.